This is Nocton. At first glance, they look pretty plain, bland, like there's not much going on with them. But let's take a look through their bio. Nocton is a male, 17 years old, 146 pounds, and height of 5 foot 8 feet. You're bad at riding, aren't you? His shoe size is 6. Yeah, because we totally needed to know that. Thanks for the important information. He is a spellcaster and a strategist that sometimes likes to go and beat shit up on occasion, but mostly stays at the supportive side, analyzing the enemy and looking for weak points. Now we're gonna skip over all the boring shit. Though very cold and often prefers to be alone, he will always help you if he isn't busy, or if he's just bored. He doesn't open up easily to others. You first have to go through his cold, smug, and fabulous lair before you truly know what he is like. Often very passive-aggressive or shy to you, depending on who you are or how you act like. But once you become good friends, he will become the funniest guy you could ever meet, as he won't tell anyone. He mostly prefers to stay close to somebody who's strong, like his older sister. Wow, you know, this one actually isn't that bad. You can tell that, despite the fact that it was written pretty badly, a lot of thought was put into the personality, as if the person actually cares about their OC making a good first impression, unlike most people who just make their OCs riddled with mental disorders. He is very self-conscious, even if he doesn't really act like it. He will do anything if it means to get the attention he wants, but that's only if he wants it. If he wants to be alone, then he will do that instead. He's a bit introverted too, but acts like he isn't. He's too self-conscious to realize that nobody cares and they still love him the way he is. Sometimes he just needs a time to rest and get his gears running again. But other than that, he's very nice and comfortable to be with. That actually reminds me a lot of myself, if I'm being honest. Did I finally find an OC that is legitimately relatable? Am I fucking dreaming right now? Never in my life did I think I'd find an OC on this show that I'd actually be able to relate to somewhat. That's pretty cool, honestly. I actually didn't read nearly all of their bio because most of it is irrelevant shit that I don't really need to talk about, but the OC as a whole is pretty good. This is the first good OC I found on this show so far, which means they get the coveted star of approval! You should be proud of yourself. Not that my opinion matters or anything. Nox. Honestly, at first glance, this reminds me of Deadpool. His name is Metis Nox. He's an alien/humanoid. His race is, Alligear? I don't know. He's 27 in human years, as opposed to alien years, I guess. Skipping over the boring shit to his hobbies, scientific and magical experiments, gardening, reading through the internet. Wow, those are all very different hobbies he has. Goes from doing science experiments, to gardening, to reading through the internet. Me too, buddy, me too. His personality is mostly calm, curious, playful and snarky at times. Kinda sounds like the personality of a fucking cat, if I'm being honest. Nox is the last member of his species, barely knowing his own origins or his civilization as a whole. He knows that he's fictional and that there are many more characters like him, being practically slaves for the amusement of the creators, so he set out to find the real, non-fictional world. On his way, he will be allying with other heroes, trying to find out all of the secrets the Omniverse can offer. So he knows he's fictional? How the absolute fuck would that work? Fictional beings aren't sentient beings, which means they wouldn't be able to comprehend something like that because they'd be none the wiser. I don't know, that's just a bit confusing if you ask me. It's a really cool concept, but confusing. Okay, but you guys know how I compared him to Deadpool earlier? Well, I looked through the notes and I just noticed this. Nox hates being compared to Deadpool. Well, ain't that some shit? Now that just makes me think that this character was based off Deadpool. I mean, they did a good job not entirely copying Deadpool's persona and appearance, not gonna stunt on that. But I still can't help but feel like they were trying kinda hard to make this guy like Deadpool. It's just whatever. No, we always gotta save the best for last. I don't really know if I could consider this the best though. It's full of forced, unfunny humor, kinda like my videos. His name is Rody Weed. Fucking retarded name for one. He's been smoking dat dank weed for decades and still won't stop. His eyes are always bloodshot and usually looks in 2 directions. You can usually find him in Zombopolis smoking outside of the engineer's house. But the engineer gets mad and says, "You filthy piece of garbage! Get off my law! Or I'll send you to space!" Then Rody Weed is like, "Mate, let me finish my joint, then I'll go." Like I said, very unfunny, forced humor. But after this meaningful conversation, Rody Weed never leaves but just crawls all over the ground and tries to eat the engineer's mailbox since he's so high and can't control himself. Yeah, that's not how weed works at all, bro. Maybe cocaine or something similar, but not fucking weed. Rody Weed has no weapon. Except his infinite supply of weed and joints. I don't know how that's a weapon. But all he has to do is go near a plant and it just dies because of Rhodey Weed's disgusting body odor. That kind of reminds me of something that would happen in a cartoon. But holy fuck, I would not want this guy to have his own cartoon TV show. That would probably be the worst show in existence, just a bunch of unfunny, forced, oversaturated weed jokes. Adult Swim, if you're watching this, don't get any ideas. Please don't. Honestly, that would be rad if someone from Adult Swim was subscribed to me. Holy shit. Don't really see the point in reading the rest of this, honestly. You guys basically know who he is. It's an obvious attempt at ironic comedy, and they didn't even pull it off very well. Weed jokes stopped being funny quite a long time ago, bro. I honestly just hope you know that this is unfunny as fuck, because then I could actually have a shred of respect for this. But what am I saying? I'm pretty unfunny myself, I shouldn't be talking. But anyways, guys, this concludes our broadcast day. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, send some cringeworthy stuff and OCs to my DeviantArt, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more. See you guys next time.